Yeah, it's live now. Oh, it's so grainy.
Let me see. Grainy.
Oh! Is that you? No, it's not you. We've got a naked man in front of you. Wouldn't be sad if you had a six-pack, but you haven't.
Poor guy. You know what
The
I'm
other
going to do?
one is going down the mine.
I tell you what. Let me take the 6i out.
What did you do with it?
You'll watch. 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna have to kit it out 1 minute.
$600 you want?
It is where you break down the concentration again.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and aliens, he is changing the weapons that he wants to put on 600 eyes. And this is where you do it. I think she's definitely got a six-pack for the oven.
All right, your ship's all ready for you.
Can't wait until next month to get my new setup.
What new setup?
Joysticks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm having trouble controlling this one, it's just not functioning properly. I think, to tell you the truth, I'm going to stick with the 2 joystick setup.
That's what we're used to.
Yeah. I was just watching this
This
guy.
change.
No, I'm going to stick with the 2 joystick setup.
Well, like I was going to say, to change it now would be silly because you'd be able to learn it all over again.
Yeah, but no, I've got a few new ideas actually.
Oh, so you've got to find that.
Yeah, well, there's no point in trying to change it, not the way the game is at the moment. They're all crying out for new content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I somewhat a couple of intro runners, I think.
Oh, you saw
But,
it? Yeah.
yeah, I saw a video. I haven't watched it yet, but I did see the
Well, I'm going to give them some new content now, yeah?
Okay.
That's if I can stay awake. going to bring navigation into the game, chart mapping. But I'm having trouble at the moment with these setups. I need new joysticks. Let's hope that's set. This is what you call navigating at night. I hope it's night.
Let's hope so. That'll make it more interesting. By the way, my name is Missy K, and my partner in crime is Pepper. And we are in a all called Unity. All for one and one for all. If you wish to come and join us
Activate
in Discord,
systems.
the link is in the description
Origin
below.
works at your service. Core system operational.
You're clear to take off.
Activate main screen. Activate main view.
Roger.
Ooh. It's buggy.
I thought it jolted a little bit there.
Wait, just let me try and get out of this place. Say 1 minute. Raise landing gear. Increase speed 5 clicks. Reduce speed 5 clicks. Get this flashing out my face.
What you're doing now is trying to adjust the SLI.
It won't work in Lesky because it's buggy. Not today. But what it will do, it'll keep the core temperatures down from crashing, but it will still crash. My system's still very sensitive. Activate star map. Activate star map. This is a part I don't like doing. Divert all power to the weapons. Divert power to the shields. Divert power to weapons 2 clicks. Divert power to the weapons 2 clicks. Divert power to the shields. Divert all power to the shields. Divert power to the shields 4 clicks. Divert power to the shield 4 clicks. Right, that's temperamental. Do you know what they've done?
Go on.
Somehow they have over the shields, the shield components on here are not size 3. They're capital shields in the size 3 skins. They've got basically, you know what I mean, they're overrated. That's why they reduce the power of the shields. So we've actually got capital shields on here. So what we've had to do, we've had to downclock it so we can get rid of the globe. I'm still setting up at the moment. Can't do overclocking because it doesn't work properly, so we can only raise the temperatures. I've just found out what ping does.
What does it do?
It cuts down your cooldown time so you can jump again straight away.
Nice.
And you'll notice now I have downclocked my guns to size 6s. I mean M6s instead of M7s, and they are more powerful than the M7s, but not in a normal way. I don't mean overclocked. That's not what I mean. What I mean is I don't use the weapons now as main function. I use distortion cannons, because the distortion cannons now cut down the power plant. That gives me more freedom to do what I'm doing with the enemy. See, the size M7s on these ships, the ships turn too slow, you see, so you can't use the weapons if you need to. But I can't get this zoom. I need new joysticks. Stronghold. Let's hope I've got it all right. I think everything's right now. You're gonna love this if it doesn't do your head in. That's a bit sluggish, isn't it? They did some maintenance on the servers a couple of days back, and it's messed up everybody's accounts. I looked in mine today, the Kraken wasn't there. So I had to write up to him and say, look, my Kraken's missing, can you sort something out?
Alright, they do, because they have a lot of money to leave otherwise.
They say, how do you know that? But I know it's in the account, but when I looked in the ship upgrades, it wasn't there. But I know it's in the account because when I looked in the console in the game, the Buccaneer was still in the game, and that's the only ship that gives me the Buccaneer. That's the
Kraken.
the Kraken, yeah. Oh, that's why I couldn't get things to work.
Why is that?
I'm talking to you.
Oh.
I'm not concentrating on what I'm supposed to do. Right, that's better. Activate modulating shields. This sounds very quiet. Can you hear it?
No,
That's what I thought.
it was very, very quiet. 1 second. Would you like some music?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Activate jump drive. Activate jump drive. See, I've got to speak the commands now because the bloody stick's not working. Engage jump drive.
Quantum drive activated.
One sec. It took me 20 minutes, me and Yosa, to chart map the whole of Yela.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can now travel at night. Engage jump drive.
Quantum drive activated. Quantum drive deactivated.
I think you see with a big ship, you've got a lot of asteroids to go through.
I need to find out where I am
So
first. Alright, it's up there. See, I'm too far from TB. Distance from Nakarama to Jumptown.
Distance from Nakamura to Jumptown is 305.7 kilometers.
Engage jump drive.
Quantum drive activated.
I need to sit closer to TB. The dials are too bloody small. Reduce speed 75 clicks.
Quantum drive deactivated.
Reduce speed 25 clicks. Distance from OM6 to Jumptown.
Distance from OM6 to Jumptown is 342.9 kilometers.
Engage jump drive.
Quantum drive activated. activated.
Reduce speed 75 clicks. Reduce speed 25 clicks.
This makes flying so much easier.
Full scan.
Roger, Commander.
Select enemy. Distance from OM2 to Jump Town.
Distance from OM2 to Jump Town is 395.8 kilometers.
Right, this is where I have to do it manually because my sticks are not working. Increase speed 75 clicks. Increase speed 25 clicks. Distance from OM2 to Jump Town.
Distance from OM2 to Jump Town is 395.8 kilometers.
I'm going to try and jump. Engage jump drive.
Quantum drive activated. Engines inactive. Origin jump works at your service. Core system operational.
Reduce speed 75 clicks. Reduce speed 75 clicks. Nothing's working now.
Engines inactive. Engines active. Engines power low. Origin jump works at your service. Core system operational.
Apologies to the others, Pepper is having technical difficulties
Alert. Shield systems overheating.
with his
Engines
joystick
inactive.
and his mouse, I think. Mainly his joystick.
Origin jump works at your service. Core system operational. Shields at full strength.
Ship's dead. Again. Right, okay. Let's see what do we have here. I knew I should have did that, you know.
In the big rock.
I'm gonna have to mute you in a minute, okay? I can't concentrate on you on this at the same time.
Engines inactive. Weapons power low. Shield system power low. Engines power low. Engines active.
Interesting. Now, this hasn't happened before. Let me kill the power. How do I work
Shield
that?
system power low. Engines power low. Alert. Shield systems overheating. Engines inactive. Weapons power low. Shield system power low. Engines power low. Engines active. Alert. Shield systems overheating.
Ah, shields are overheating. That's what I've done. I've overclocked the wrong bloody thing. Now I shouldn't have any problems. Let's turn the power off.
Engines inactive. Weapons power low. Shield system power low. Engines power low.
Right.
Engines active. Engines power low. Shield system power low.
Are all my components on this? Yeah. All that's left now is for me to climb out the seat. Oh wait, eh? You're not gonna believe this. I think this joystick's gone duff. There's nothing wrong with the.
Great.
There's nothing wrong with the speed. The joystick's not working. I have to use voice. It's like every day one function the bloody pin's going down. It has to be. Where was I now? That's just it. I was going to OM2, OM1, wasn't I? OM1 I was going to. OM2 I mean. Now let's try. That's better. Let's see what we've got. I think I was going to OM2 at the time. That's OM6. So OM2's directly behind me. Can't find OM2. OM4. 5. X. That has to be OM2. That's OM6. There's OM2. How can it be 1,000 meters away from that? They've moved things. Engage jump drive. Ah boy. This is what's been happening for the last couple of weeks. Every time I come into game, the bloody thing crashes. Can't get decent gameplay. Did you say it was grainy?
It looked it to start off with, but then it got clearer.
It's not going to let me back into the game. Right, it did. Right, let's start all over again.
Origin jump works at your service. Core system operational.
Joystick's working now. Wait a minute. I didn't know they had control. No, it didn't mean it just crashed. Activate jump drive. Engage jump drive. Now I can't even select. can't do this without the beacons. Activate star map. Activate star map. This is getting very temperamental. This can't be the joystick. There has to be something in this. Oh boy. I know. I will warp out and put back in and see what happens. I was supposed to be giving them new contents on how to find Jump Town in the dark with just coordinates, but I can't even take off from Lesky. I'm going to try and jump in and then jumping back in. You know something? The comments? I don't think. I was thinking it might be the joysticks that's broken, but the way it's been changing from one joystick to another, I think it's something that CIG's done in what they call it.
Yeah, because how can 4 joysticks break at once? That would just be crazy.
The only way this is working is voice. Engage jump drive. Activate jump drive. Engage jump drive. Activate jump drive. No, I take that back. It's a total game now. Activate jump drive. Engage jump drive. I've only been able to do one flight today. See, those are distortion scatter guns. You see them? Look at this.
No, yeah. Oh, yes, yeah.
Right. Each one of them pellets has a hit point of 230. And it's got 16 of them. So you times 230 by 16, you get nearly 6,000 hit points. Or is it 16,000? But the way it works, right, if you're pretty far away, only one will hit, so you just work just like a normal distortion cannon. But if you're right up on the enemy, you get the full effect because all the pellets will hit that one shield. But what it does, it doesn't destroy the ship, it hits the power plant. When it hits the power plant, it knocks down the power core. And that is the only way they're going to get these big ships down now when they come out.
Yeah.
And that's why you see I'm not using M7s, I'm using M6. I don't need powerful guns no more, as long as I've got the distortion cannon on. By rights, I should have 2 distortion cannons on there, so when it does hit a ship, it takes out his power plant in one go. But with this, I have to do 2 shots. And if you notice, I am constantly shooting.
Yeah, see that.
Because I've turned the power rating down so I don't overheat it, so I can't get the damn ship to work. It won't fly. Ah, there is another way. There is another way. No, the game's bugged. I'm gonna sack it, but it's too late. Let me strip the ship. Can't give away all these bloody things because the game's not working.
Don't give nothing away.
Eh? This is
Don't give nothing away.
This is what's been happening for the last 4 or 5 days. And I'd like to say it's my system, but it's too damn powerful. Downclocked, overclocked. Take my components off for tomorrow. Oh, it's got no quantum drive.
But I thought you put what? What?
Right. Somehow the quantum drive disappeared. And that didn't show any what they call it. And also the cooler. That's why I was getting overheating. Oh boy. I can't get back in. I should spawn up in the bed actually. No, it doesn't work. So now they're not nicking the ship, they're nicking the friggin' components.
When you're in flight, yeah.
Well, they just create. Oh, guess what? Right. Talking about the SRV. The SRV hasn't got 3 tractor beams. It's got a size 3 tractor beam. I thought it was 3 separate tractor beams, the big thing on the top and the 2 things on the sides. I think the things on the sides are stabilizers. Right, the Cutlass Black, right, had size 1 tractor beams on it, but it had 2. They've now changed that now. It's now got a size 2 tractor beam. So the SRV is stronger than the Cutlass Black. when it comes to tractor beam. But did you know the Orion has got 2 size 3 tractor beams?
No.
Yeah. It's got 2 size 3 tractor beams, but what they're trying to say that it can only dive, what they're trying to say, they can only move the things into the jaws of the weapon, but a tractor beam is a tractor beam. Okay, you can pull and you can pull with it. It might not be as versatile as the SRV, but 2 size 3 tractor beams, that's almost like a size 6. I don't need the SRV no more. I thought it was 3 separate tractor beams, but it's not. I've got the Orion. The Orion's got a tractor beam on it, and it can take cargo, and it can do mining. You put the mining ship, the prospector. It's just like having the prospector and this ship, the SRB. So working out the cost, the Orion's 400 quid, the prospector's 150, and this ship's almost 150. That's 300 quid, and you can get a lot more out of the Orion before it goes up. And this ship isn't going to be out for now anyway. I think I've just sounded a bit down because my Kraken's disappeared.
It doesn't surprise me. While you're down, you're going to be put down because the Lord
No,
shit.
no, it's not disappeared. They was doing some maintenance work the last couple of days and it was delayed. Now when they was doing it, my PC was still on. I couldn't get into the game for nearly 20 minutes. Not knowing what, because I understand why the server was down, but the game was still on. But when I went into the ship upgrade, there was no ship there. But the only reason why I know the ship's still there because there's only one ship I've got that gives me a Buccaneer for a loaner, and that is the Javelin. I'm not Javelin, I mean the Kraken. I've got no other ship that would give me. If you look, it's there. You see it? You get that with the hammerhead for the Kraken, but it's not in the ship's upgrade no more. So if you wanted to melt it, you couldn't. So you got 1500 worth of credit just disappeared. Now I know it's a mistake at the end, then they're going to correct it, okay? But when ships disappear in your accounts, the first thing you're going to think, someone's hacked your account. And then you got to go and prove it to them. You haven't given away anything. And that's the embarrassing bit. But if you don't do something straight away, and leave it to them to do so, why didn't you contact him sooner? Then you send them a letter to give you a bit of jib back. So let's hope. Look how
Well,
sure.
they can't take it away from you because it's
No,
in your account. You bought and paid
yeah,
for it.
no, yes. But like I says, the ship has disappeared. Okay, so the first thing you're going to turn around and say is the account's been hacked. But I'm very careful with my accounts. The account has not been hacked, and I haven't given it away. They was doing maintenance on there, and the ship disappeared. You're not getting me, are you? But if CIG can't find what the fault is, I've lost my ship. But at the end of the day, it's £1,400 worth of ship. It's not a couple of hundred ship pound like the Mercury, which is not in my account, which I paid for. So at the end of the day, they have to return the ship back to me. One way or the other, right? The ship is not given away. and I paid a lot of money for it, and I want it back. I actually think it's something they've done in their upgrading, but they should make mistakes with people's accounts. That's a no-no. They make too many mistakes when you're purchasing, and they say to give you 21 days to bring it back, but you're too proud to turn around and say blah blah. They say okay, leave it, we'll just upgrade to another ship, just to be polite, but the ship has disappeared. And that worries me, because I don't want to give me an excuse and say this and say that. At the end of the day, I notified them straight away, and I hope I get my ship back. No, not hope, I'd like my ship back. I bought it for my roleplay. Look, I'll show you. No, I'm not going to go into my account, because I don't want to reveal any personal details. But before I go, let me see if I just... Look, 1 minute. Just let me just check that I've just stripped this ship. Christmas I was trying to buy ships, right? Couldn't buy no ship, could have jammed all the accounts. And the first thing they turned around to me and said, oh, I see you made some purchases. Excuse me. I bought 3 Orions to find out why I couldn't buy ships. It gave me 3 Orions. Arrows, Sarah. You know what I mean? I didn't want 3 arrows, but I had to buy 3 hours to see if there was a problem. When I got to find out, to jam the bloody server. So I didn't get the 600i. They're making too many mistakes.
That you wanted.
No, yeah, but it's not that. When I couldn't buy the bloody the 600i, I thought there was something wrong with my account. So I had to buy the arrows to find out if there was something wrong with the account. There was nothing wrong with the account. Their server was jammed. But when we bought the carrot, they implemented it right, but they went back to the old ways again. So everybody's fighting for ships like little squaws. You know what I mean? Like little school children in a mad rush. It's wrong. You know what I mean? Because people panic. They're very unorganized when they're selling things. They're making billions, okay, but they're causing their backers stress. And they shouldn't be doing that. We're here to test the game to make it work. Here's another thing. I bought 2 graphics cards. Cost me nearly £2,000. Because things wasn't working for me. They had spikes. It blew one of my graphics cards. Luckily I had 2 years warranty on it, but it wasn't the fault of the bloody company. It was the fault of CIG. Because I pushed too much down the systems. So now I have to work my PC in SLI to keep the power ratings down. And that's this. If you see, my cards will never go over 50%. So it can't blow. But you get the flickering sometimes. If I take one of the cards off, that will jump to 100%. And then sooner or later, the card burns out. And that's the reason why you see when you're going to PTU testing, you've got to turn everything down. But not everybody are programmers. They don't know what goes on in the background. Even the power cord, a lot. Everything has to be turned down. Look at that, 28%. Most people are running at nearly 80-90%. They don't know they have to go in here, go into the graphic settings, upgrade the graphics, and then downgrade the graphics to get it down right low. And then when they've done that, what else do they have to do? They have to change the full screen to no and this to yes. So you get text on the text so it renders properly. Or you can't have things on top. If you have it on full screen normal, the power that's coming out for the cards is just stupid. We try to explain that to people that don't understand because they're all tech wizards, and you've got the figures in front of you. Oh, it's your machine. This machine cost me nearly £6,000, if not more. There's no cheap stuff in there, and it doesn't use Octane memory. I've got RAID 5 in the Samsung 960 Pro, and that beats the Octane memory. All it does is low, but I don't switch off my PC, so it's on all the time and it's faster. The game's running RAM, so I don't use the hard drive, because if you use the hard drive, you're going to wear out your bloody hard drives in no time at all because of all the rendering, all the things that goes on in the game. And the game's not out yet and it's costing bloody money. Look, 50%. That would be 100% if I was just using one card. And if I want to overclock it, I can do. And that's running in 4K. See? 4K. And I can run it in 8K. But this is what I was saying to you before about the, what they call it, and they won't get back to me straight away. They get back to me when I'm not looking and say the case is closed. I didn't get back to them. Star Citizen ship upgrade. The reason why it's running slow is because I'm streaming and I've downclocked everything. Apart from the streaming. You see, I'm not even using the full bandwidth when it comes to streaming. No, it's on.
Roger, Commander.
I think they're down again.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's down again. Star Citizen ship upgrades. Somebody else must have complained about missing ships too. Let me shut the game down. I know this ain't causing it. Star Citizens.
According to Wikipedia, Star Citizen is an upcoming multiplayer, space trading and combat game developed and published by Cloud Imperium.
it's working. Star Citizen ship upgrades. No, it's not. It is down.
I think you might be right.
Well, I think they're fixing the problem then. There must be 1 second. Pledge store. Why do you say you think they're right? You're right?
Well, I did try getting started with the ship upgrade myself,
Yeah.
and it's just been round and round.
Right. So now it's now gone stupid. Well, now that more than one's complaining, now they have to look into it.
Yeah, 504 gateway timeout. That's what I'm getting. So basically, the RSI page is down by that same time of it.
And it's got something to do with the ships that they upgraded. Oh, guess what? I did not know, right? If you buy a multi-pack, you can upgrade each ship in the multi-pack. So just say you bought the £200 ship on this, yeah? You got 3 ships.
Yeah.
Them 3 ships are LTI. You can use them 3 ships to upgrade to other ships. And I never knew that. Oh, by the way, here's another thing. Did you know I got the brochure today? And they've got 2 pictures towing the Cutlass, the arm constellation, not 1. You know, you got 1 picture there towing the Cutlass. You see it? When they're towing the constellation, they've got 2 towing the constellation, which they didn't state properly. Show you the Jump Point magazine. Well, now that I know that they've got a problem with what they call it, we know the site's down, so that makes me feel a bit better now.
Yes, it's not your fault, it's theirs.
Yeah, but they're not going to admit that though, that's the problem. But they're playing with the backers' monies here. Not they're trying to take it, but we've got genuine complaints, but they're just trying to make out we don't know what we're talking about. Not that we've been doing
Yes,
these
and
games for...
another complaint I've got with them. They took
Sorry?
the Taurus out.
Sorry?
I said another complaint I can put in. They took the Taurus out.
That's not a complaint.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Why is it not?
Because they've got other things they need to do. That's more important. Don't forget they're working on Squadron 42 now. Okay? So we don't get the updates in the PU anymore. But what they are doing, when they finish the updates in the Squadron 42, if it's working, then they put it in the PU in one go. So that's why we're not seeing nothing happening in the PU until it's near the end of when it's supposed to be done. But you know what they should have done? I've got a funny feeling if you was to go into your account, it's that ship is in your hangar bay, but you can't use it. And if it is, it's great. Anyway, I was going to look at Jump Point magazine. Which one is it? This one? No, it's not. Right. Look here. It's got one. Where is it? Can you see it? Can you see it?
No, yeah.
Medium shields. It's got one size 3 tractor beam. Yeah? I was under the impression that these two bits here were tractor beams and all. So what are they? The stabilizers? It doesn't state. That's a tractor beam. Okay? So what are these? Right, what I was going to say to you. Now, look at this ship here now, yeah? They said a tractor beam does all the same functions. But they says the tractor beam in the Orion doesn't work in the same way. A tractor beam is a tractor beam. It pulls things, okay? Or it pushes things. That is what it's temp for. So they're going to tell me now they're going to change the tractor beam in the Orion. The Orion can do this and the prospector's work. So the Orion is 2 ships in one plus more. This ain't got cargo. Yes, it's a small ship, but 120 quid and the prospector for 150 quid. That's 250 quid. Okay. You got the Orion. Is it the Orion? You got the Orion for 300 quid, and you're gonna make money out of that. And you got gameplay. So it has actually killed this ship. I didn't realize until I see the Q&A today, and when the what they call it come down. I'll show you. Look, it's got one size 3 tractor beam. There's nothing wrong because that's a pretty powerful tractor beam. But if you're checking the Cutlass Black, before I do that, there is Tony Cutlass Black. But in the other picture, you see 2 ships towing the Constellation. Can you see it? You got one there, and you got the other one there. Now that is that. If you look on the little fresh line there and the fresh line there, these two are both SRVs. And if you see the beam there and the beam there, it's 2 ships. Now it's got 2 suckers on the sides. They're not being used. There they are. So what are they? Are they clamps? And this is what fooled us in the beginning. They never stated those were clamps. They've not said what those are. Them little things here, that's... Them things there, what are they? So there's one here. What are these? Are they clamps to clamp cargo? Or utilities? Or are they stabilizers for when they're swinging it up and round? That means, you know what I mean? So it's got 1 tractor beam. It hasn't got 3. Right. Now let's go to the Orion. No, the Cutlass Black I'll do. Where's the cutlass black? Cutty. Right, the cutlass black. Okay. Cutty. I don't know if this is new one, isn't it? This is new one. This is now size 2. Weapons. And if, originally it did have 3. 2 on the front and 1 on the back. But now it's got the tractor beam and it's changed. Size 1 they've now made it. The other one was size 2 in the other pictures. So that's now been corrected. So the Cutlass Black has now got one size 1 tractor beam. It's been really downgraded. Right? But the Orion, what's going to happen with the Orion? Because the Orion has got 2 size 3 tractor beams. Oh, we'll do the Reclaimer. The Reclaimer's got a tractor beam. I'm almost sure of it. No, we won't do that. We'll do this one. This is what I got the interest in. These are old stats though. They can't be that old. Look, as you can see, size 3 max, and it's got 2 of them. Now, they stated around the verse that all the tractor beams are all the same. But they're saying that these tractor beams can only pull things into the, what they call it. No, it can hold things while it's moving. And 2 size 3 tractor beams, that's a size, no, I can't say it's a size 6. But if they've got 2 tractor beams pulling the Cutlass Black, pulling the Constellation, this can pull a bloody Constellation. Hands down. Why? Because it's got 2 tractor beams. Or have I misread this? 1 per mount. So you've got 1 and there's 2 of them. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, where's it gone? That's the wrong one. So there it is. Size 3 max. Size 3 max. Per mount, that's 1, and it's got 2 mounts. So it's got 2 size 3 tractor beams. And they just answered the question just now. Okay? It can't pull the what they call it because it's all down to the weight. And he had 2 of those pulling the Constellation. So this should be able to do it. Might have to fly in reverse, yeah, but it can still do it. Oh, have I missed something? Right, the Reclaimer. I don't really like that ship, you know, it's dirty.
The Reclaimer is one of the most ugliest ships I've ever seen.
No, it's not a ship I could work on. Believe it or not. Weapons. Now this has got jaws, but it's got tractor beam. And look again. Wow. This is out in game. It's got 2 size 3 tractor beams. And they're saying it's not going to work in the same. Plus it's got a jaw. That's a salvage arm, salvaging jaw, isn't it? So the Reclaimer's got 2 tractor beam size 3s. Right. And the Reclaimer's about 400 quid. I don't like the Reclaimer, but I would upgrade mine to the Reclaimer and have the 2 tractor beams off that. At least I get my money's worth. But I did buy that to go on the Kraken. But I'd rather hire an extra pilot, because these can do rescue now. You know what I mean? It's not built for it. You only know, actually, if you want to know the truth, it's big, it's slow. And these ships can't take off very fast in the atmosphere. So to take out one of them ships, it would struggle.
But wouldn't it, because it's slow and big, would that not make it tougher?
No, yes, it will. But at the end of the day, when it comes to hauling, time means money. Okay. Now, depending on what type of things you are in, that is built to do scrap. It's there to eat things. Yeah. It eats things and it shits money. As so Minion would say, but he put it the polite way. It eats scraps and shits money. I had to laugh when I heard him say that this morning, actually. But you had to do it politely. I think that's about it, actually. They've got one more ship, I think it's the Origin, that does small, what they call it, which I didn't even know, actually. I think that's about it, actually. I think that's about it. I was totally fooled by that. There must be some kind of a stabilizer. Or could it be like bumpers so it doesn't run into the back of them? They haven't stated what they are. Alright, I noticed it says something about repair arms. I've got to read up on that. There could be repair arms. But I thought repair arms are like tentacles. They can move around the ships and whatnot. It's not even stated what it is. Tow deploy. Tow not deploy. It doesn't say. Tow deployed. You see? That I just don't get it. Right, look here.
It's big magnified.
It's got it there. It's a tractor beam. That's a tractor beam. And that's not the big one, that's a small one. That's these small ones. That's the big you see, can you see where the mouse is? They've got the big disc there. That's the big disc. It's not using that, it's using that. So the question is now, how many tractor beams has it got? Or we've got to sit down and guess what we don't know. There it is. Are those tractor beams or not? It's got nothing, it says nothing on that. I know something which is good. 4 passengers. I mentioned that. And they turn around and says it hasn't got, but it doesn't take passengers. It's got 4 passengers. So where have they got 10? Countermeasures. Medium armor. They should have made that small. And you know something, it's not very fast, you know.
Is it not?
No. For a rescue ship, the ambulance would be better. All the other ships around it is faster. But what they should have done, I think, to the way this ship is, because it's its only task, I would have increased that power plant. Because when they're in content drive or accelerating, I don't think that, no, to run the ship, yeah, it can run the ship, it's got no guns. The Constellation's got medium, and he's got 2. The Cutlass Black has got a medium. They've got smaller shields. I mean, they've got smaller tow beam. So that would work. And they got medium power plant and medium shields. This uses electrical power or electrical beams, and that's 3 times more than friction or cogs. I think they slipped up here, you know. I know they have, but when you're towing something, it does take a lot of torque. And it stretches like an elastic band. But according to this, could it hold a size 3? How they stuck a large in that, you know? They've got to work the thrusters. That works on the fluid. No. Engines, they use power. It's got no guns, you don't need guns. The guns is the tractor beams. That's size 3. No. I think they slipped up on that, you know. Pritchard would have told them that.
You mean Captain John Luke Picard?
No. The guy that just left
Oh.
CIG. Pritchard. Can't remember his name. These young guys, they're not very thorough. This takes common sense and practicality. Not just rustle up something and say, yeah, it's going to work. Because when it doesn't work, it's going to cost them more money to rework it. And there's no way they can fit 2 media if they're going to do it now. They'd have to build it in it before they go any further. But where would they put it? They'd have to put them in the engine, what they call it here, but make it longer. If they can't use one large power plant, it'd have to be 2 mediums. 30. The Cutlass Red has got 2 something in there. Punch up the Cutlass Red. No, because there you see there. Look at the Cutlass Red. It's got 2. I'm sure it's got 2 power plants in there. Okay. they're using machinery. Okay, this is using machinery. Now what's this? The cutlass thread is slightly bigger. No, it's still using machinery.
Right, what do you want me to do?
Punch up the cutlass thread.
Okay. Okay.
They're gonna run into problems with this ship. Oh boy.
There you go.
These are the old stats in, okay? But this has got 2 power plants. It's got 2 shield generators, 2 coolers. Oh, take that back. It's got 1 power plant. Now punch up the cutlass black. And these are
Got the
mediums.
flat, you got the through.
I asked for the cutlass black. The cutlass black is out
Okay.
now. Okay? The cutlass blue will have the old stats. But they've always stated it's got 2, you see. 2 coolers. That's to keep the instruments cool in the what they call it. But it's got 2 shield generators. 1 power plant.
Okay.
See, 2 coolers. Ah! I know how I can find out what the size is of the medium power plant. I don't know if it's got enough power. 1 second. I can find it. I'll tell you if it's got enough. Remember, I've got 8 kilowatt burner in my van, you know what I mean? And I can run a microwave, run hot water, the whole bloody lot. It's just the wiring that's not strong enough. Where are we? Where are we? Power plant. What size power plant was it? Medium, that's medium, that's size 2 power plant.
Yeah. Oh.
5,000. You got one at 4,000. They wouldn't use that in there. They have to put something like this in there. Power plant. Size 2. You could have put 2 size 2s in there. That'd give you about between 8,000. 2 size 2. They wouldn't have given you the size 3. You don't need that, but I don't think that's enough. 5,000. It's not enough. There's a lot of torque in that. And it'll snap like a rubber band. And you've got to run the engines too. I don't think that's going to work. Because tug pulling, you know, when it starts up and starts moving like a jerky, they need a lot of torque in that to keep it together. Or else it will snap. That's not going to work.
Bit like real life towing, really.
Yeah, well, yes, okay, let's put it here another way, alright? Okay, it's got a constant torque, they can drop the power, and it's in space. That's not going to work in gravity. But let's look at it another way. Look at a guy, he's got a car, okay? And he's towing a car behind him. And he moves off pretty fast. What's going to happen with that string? It's going to snap in it.
Yeah.
So what he does, he doubles it up. So it's got stronger. So if he jerks it again on a tug, it won't snap so easy. This is a problem he's got here. There isn't enough torque. They call it something else, Newton, whatever you call it. It's the torque. It's when it starts to move off. The pull, the tug, the initial push-pull, you know what I mean, in the beginning, because that's where everything is. And don't forget, that's how a clutch and a car burns out, because it needs 3-4 times the torque to move it off from an initial start. That won't do it. It won't. And you're going into quantum drive again. Ooh. There's no way you're going to turn around and say that it's a tractor beam, it's going to pop the fuel bar. Yes, it stretches like electric. It stretches like a band. No, I know it's only a computer game, but they want to make it real. You know what I mean? These little things they need to look into. I don't know if two size 2 can do it, and I don't think the ship's big enough to have a size 3. Did I shut it down? They'd have to make this part longer, but they don't want to make it longer. No, that's not going to work. We're talking about variable speed to begin with. That's not going to work. And I've heard them in the forums saying that, but I didn't look into the details why, but I can see the reasons why now. The figure's right there in front of them. The shields, what the side, now they're saying that the shields can cut it down. Let's see what the shields are, medium. That's 5,000. Okay. Shields. If I remember, we'll use size 2 shields. That's medium shields, yeah? Medium shields. there's the shields. Oh, I saw them. They're gone walkies again. You still there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought my mic gone flat. I'm trying to find the shields. They're saying the shields can cancel out, but that would also be have to be on a rough. So let me just find these shields. Ah, there it is. It's playing games with me. There they are, shields. Right, now let's check. Right, if you look on the, these are just, oh, before going to that in a minute, okay? No, one thing at a time. Size 2 shields. There is no way that those size 2, yes. The size 2 shields can cancel out. Their size 2 shield can cancel out their size 3s. The size 2 can cancel it out. Size 3s are wrong. Yeah, their shields can cancel it out. The size 2 shields can cancel out. They can cancel out. Now, if you notice these are what's on the 600i. These are capital shields, but it's size 3, but it's wrong because the formula of these shields have been going up 3 times the amount. Okay, shields 1800 times 4, 2, that's 4,000, just short of 8,000. Right, now if that's short of 8,000, let's 4 times that. Right, 4 times that is 2 7 14, 28. The next shield size is supposed to be roughly about 28,000. It's jumped right up to 80,000. Those are capital shields that's on the constellation, and that is why we got the globe. It's overpowered, and I think that's the reason why they took out the second shield, because the second shield wasn't powerful enough. But they made a mistake here. They went too bloody high. The hammerhead has got twice that amount. It's got 2 shield generators. They've got capital shields on the hammerhead. They've got times 2. They've got capital shields on the caterpillar. They've got capital shields on the starfarer. Even if it says size 2, because those figures are wrong. They're going to be dropping that in the next patch. But I'm having trouble at the moment because you see that shield there that's on the reclaimer, that shield is weaker than that. But the shields on the reclaimer is supposed to be better than these shields. Why? Because the regeneration time. It can regenerate faster than that. So the Aquila shields are better than the stronghold. But it's not working like that at the moment. What is 90,000 divided by 4?
Is that 1945?
22,000. How many?
22,500.
Each.
22,500.
Sorry?
22,500.
Right, so divided by 4. Each facing plate is 24,000. They got 20. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think. Shield regeneration. Oh, the harden isn't that much. I know what the harden does now. The reinforced shields increases it, but they should make that more. That's one laser gun fire. M7. And you also where they slipped up? The full stop has got better hardened shields than the what they call it, so there's another fault here. The reinforced shields, that's why they're not been working properly. They're underpowered. How can that one be more powerful than the size 3s? They've got a lot of shield work to do. I'm getting tired here. Have you had enough figure work?
Yes, it's last me a lifetime.
Thought so. No, they're all just numbers, but just keep going back and keep going back. You pick up on little things. But anyway, those will be corrected, so it's not a hold down unless they're going to be making. No, they won't make them that strong. Your balance is about right. Let me just have one more cigarette. I'm going to cut the video in a sec. Don't pick up. I've done enough how figure works for today. Leave it to the true engineers.
When they make that in the game, that is. They can do this kind, you know what I mean, this kind of engineering work, number crunching and that. What?
You're talking to yourself.
Oh, it'll be the first time. Oh yeah.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm going to put this in Spectrum, okay? And they're going to laugh it right out and say you're talking bullshit. But any physics engineer will tell you the same thing. You know what I mean? It's because it's a slip of the mind, but like I said, one voice ain't going to make no noise, but 1,000 will. But it's just common sense at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's right there in front of you. It's not going to do it. And that's not putting it down, it's just look at the figures, because we've got the figures here, and as those figures stand there now, it won't work. We're not crying for more power, we're just... Who's this at this time of night? Yeah, blah blah.
Who do you think?
Oh, it's my ex-wife, isn't it? She wants what you're getting.
And what's that? Because I ain't getting nothing.
We're on YouTube. Slip of the tongue. Anyway. No, actually, to tell the truth, it would tow it at a moderate speed. Okay? The shields will cancel it out as it stands. But when it's moving off, when it's initially moving off, right, the only way that won't snap, like a piece of string, they have to move off very slowly. Okay? Because there's no way they're going to double that. And it's not got, it can't use clamps to hold it together because it'll rip the ship apart. It'd be like a bloody bone shaker. I've towed a few cars in my time. I think the ones that do elastications, those were the best ones. No, actually, when they was talking about it, they was concerned about the power plant. I can see where they're coming from now. Okay, it's the initial move off, the initial beginning tug. That's where the problem is. I'm just trying to see what effect would it have. The initial tug, if it was clutch work, which is what I have, right, it would draw the power from the engines. And so the engines won't be able to move because the shield will pull the power to begin with before it equals itself out. And if it moves off too slow, it's pointless. They've got a lot of figure work to do with these shields. These shields ain't coming out in 2.5. If they do come out in 2.5, it's going to be as buggy as hell. They've got a lot of numbers to dial in. They've got a special name for it because they got them on the electric cars. Oh God. Something begin with N. Newtons, I think it's called. Let's see if CIG's come back up yet. Star Citizens upgrade. You know something?
Well,
It's a serious bug. They've had to actually shut it down. I think a few people's been complaining.
well, I tried it a few times, and it just goes round and round and round, and then it goes to error 504. Time out.
Star Citizens Spectrum.
According to Wikipedia, Star Citizen is an upcoming multiplayer, space
Star Citizen Spectrum. I don't like going on here when I'm streaming. Just in case I rebuild any of my accounts. Whoa! The whole site is down. Now I've never seen that before. No, it's not down, it's slow. What was you looking for just now? Ah yeah, bugs. Start updates.
What a strange with you, Dot Dot.
Oh, is Dot Dot on?
No, he's not in the chat, but he's watching the stream.
Oh, hi Dot Dot.
He's slow, and he was slow for me too. Real slow.
Tell me it's past his bedtime. I can't get into the game. CIG's nicked me Kraken. No, we was just having a discussion because I couldn't get in the game to do navigation and coordinates. I was going to do it and show us how it's done with where you can navigate in the dark just using coordinates to find jump town. Using the same form, we could do it on anything that's not got proper locations.
And just to let you know, Pepper, it is 6 p.m. where Dot Dot is, actually 7 p.m. where Dot Dot is.
So,
So it's not past his bedtime.
of course it is. He's still a baby.
Oh, 7 p.m.
He's still a baby.
I should be in bed 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, stop complaining. You don't need your beauty sleep. That's when you women wake up. I know what you women get up to. I'm married to Star Citizens. Hey, I'm married to Star Citizens. Star Citizens give me more pleasure than a woman. Now, a lot of people won't be saying that, and a lot of people ain't gonna be happy. So, where are you getting off with? No, you guys are just young bucks. You know what I mean? Been there, done that. You know what I mean? Too much energy. I'm just phoning with you. Don't want to mess up your life. I don't know. Don't say laughing, you know. And he has to agree with me because he can use an excuse. He's got a bad back. Right. What am I looking for? I can't see anything. Have you gone and left me now? I was having a joke. You women get sensitive, you know. Hey? I was having a joke.
I'm still here.
Okay. I can't find the page. Can I equip Can I equip this SRV with weapons? Yeah, you have. You got your tractor beam. Can I tug this ship? Can what? I can't see from this distance, no. Can you tug a ship or cargo off a planet and what? Transit to space. Yeah, but you're going to have a problem. We've just discovered the power plant isn't strong enough, mate. It will snap. It won't get off the ground. Yeah, but you can tow. You can only tow a bike. Forget about the tank. It's not going on my Kraken tonight. It won't make it. How does a tractor beam compare to the Cutlass? The Cutlass has got size 1 tractor beam according to the stats. This has got size 3. But in the first one, it had 3 tractor beams, 2 on the front and 1 on the back. It has now changed. It looks like it's only got 1 tractor beam. Right. What's your plans to prevent ship stealing unwanted tow? What they're saying is leave your tractor beam on. But if you leave your tractor beam on, leave your shields on, somebody's going to come and shoot you and blow your ship up. What the chance you're being seen in a remote area with your shields, with your engines up? He's not going to see your ship to steal it. Can it lift a tongue in any way? What about other ground vehicles? Yes, it can, but they need to sort out the power plant. The power plant is what gives the tractor beam. Okay? Don't listen to me. I don't know anything. Can the Argo SRB tow ships from the planet to space? Yes, but at the moment it looks like it can only tow a bike. Can we get high level? Can we what? You know something? I've got to sit back up at this computer because I'm struggling here. Can we get a high level understanding on how the tractor beam gameplay mechanic is introduced within the gameplay? No, they haven't worked it out yet. Okay. They need to start learning how to use torque. Right. Do we need permission of the owners? No, you don't need permission. You just blow up his ship. he'll give you permission. How does the crucible? How does the new Argo tugboat compare to towing the crucible? I thought the crucible was a repair ship. Punch up the crucible for us, little miss. I don't think it's got tractor beams. It's a repair ship with drones. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, punch up the crucible. Eh?
I've done it. I've done it.
Thanks.
You're not welcome.
Did you know the crucible can take 5 tanks?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, it can. I did if it fits, it sits. I got pictures in my personal logs. Not only Captain Kirk and Peacock can have them, because I got my own personal logs now. I have
God.
Hey, I have
Pardon?
my own. Oh, by the way, before I go,
God.
now I won't give the personal logs. I keep that to our org. Have you done it yet?
What? Yeah, I thought it's in the ship info room.
Thanks. 1 second. Weapons. No, it hasn't got it. I thought not. The crucible hasn't got tractor facilities. Well, that's just answered your question, mate. Do us a favour, little miss.
What's that?
If 1 minute. The crucible does not have tractor beams. Copy. How does the new Argo tugboat compare to towing? Wait, how does the new Argo tugboat compare to the towing compatibility of the crucible? Paste. The crucible does not have tractor beams. Have I done it? Can we slave more? Does that say slave? Can we slave more than one's SRV? Blah blah blah. Is a tractor beam pulling against?
Is a tractor beam pulling against the hull of the ship such that it causes hull stress, e.g. good player skills are needed to tow without further damaging a ship, which could be magnified by multiple tow vehicles, meaning if multiple tug operators don't work harmoniously together they can further damage, destroy a ship.
I didn't understand that.
Is a tractor beam pulling against the hull of the ship such that it causes hull stress, e.g. good player skills are needed to tow without further damaging a ship, which could be magnified by multiple tow vehicles, meaning if multiple tug operators don't work harmoniously together they can further damage, destroy a ship.
They're talking about stress. That's what I mean. They have to use like a elastic band, and it has to have a stronger power plant. Same thing we were just talking about just now. I'm not going to answer that question. I'm not going to get slagged off on it. I leave it to professionals.
I'm trying to find what.
Will the Crucible require an SRV to place disabled ships on its repair pad? How much range does the SRV have with and without a vehicle in tow? How many SRVs would you need to create a gravitational anomaly with the tractor beams?
Why are they deleting things? Are we not allowed to post our answers? Or with no? Whoa, wait a minute, I don't want to get banned on this. Let me just check. Gosh, there's a lot. Damn. I don't think we can post in here, you know.
Hello everyone, looking for more information about the Argo SRV? Now is your chance to ask. Post your questions in this thread and upvote the ones you want to see answered the most. We'll collect the top questions, present them to the developers, and post the answers in a Q&A.com link soon. Based on your feedback on previous Q&As, in addition to the top voted questions, we'll add some more that we believe will be interesting for all players. Additional info about the Argo SRV ATV 3.4 EP. 6. All systems Argo.com link. The Argo SRV question guidelines post only one question at a time. Replies with more than one question will be removed. You may post as many questions as you'd like, as long as they are in individual replies to the op. Only post replies to the op. This is for easy voting and sorting of your questions. This thread is not for conversation, nested or otherwise. Replies to submitted questions will be removed and thus not considered. You may and should vote on as many questions you want to see answered as you can.
Oh, okay. We are not allowed to answer the questions. Oh, okay.
So, our business, I see, I think I know what you mean now.
No. I know why they deleted my stuff now. What they state here, right? Questions and answers. You can ask the questions, but you're not allowed to answer them. But
Yeah.
CIG hasn't got the time to answer every question. That's interesting. Well, I can't post any comments on this. I could get banned.
No, you don't want
No. It's not about causing stress, you know what I mean? Well, forget that. There's one for you. This is what I've been working on.
Argo SRV has too many uses to explain. You can store it on any ship that has a landing deck. You can use it to increase other ships' cargo capacity. You can use it for ship evacuation. You can use it to move around utilities like tanks, etc. You can also use it to tow ships. You can also use it for search and rescue. If space was a problem, this would cancel out a lot of other ships. This ship is very good for civilian use. The Pioneer would make the best use for the ship. It could take people to and from the Pioneer in large quantities for evacuation. It can also aid the Pioneer for supplies. If we are lucky, we could store the Argo in the cargo deck of the Pioneer, but it would take up half the cargo space. Because of the tractor beam, it can move prefabs in no time at all created by the Pioneer. The only disadvantage of this ship, it has no repair facilities. Apart from that, this is a perfect ship to aid a Pioneer. How would you use the Argo in different ships? For example, the Kraken, Polaris, Hull D&E, Merchant, Endeavour and the Orion. With the exception of the Orion and the Hull series, that can be the other ships, but them two ships will need personal escorts. The Kraken would make excellent use of the Argo in so many ways. It could triple the cargo capacity by storing cargo on the landing decks. It can aid the prospector in carrying its saddlebags. It would also be good for evacuation, search and rescue. It can also help to those bigger ships like tanks. The best thing of all, if somebody breaks our rules, you don't have to kill them anymore. You can transport them to the Polaris, which has a brig. We all know the Kraken is a big ship, but space will always be a problem. This will cancel out a lot of other smaller ships to increase profits. And you can use it to tow ships and utilities back to the Kraken for salvage and repairs, vehicles, utilities. And also able to transport sick and weak people to the Endeavour or the Polaris. You can also use it to take cargo and utilities off the Kraken to support other ships, but one of its best uses, you'll be able to take things down to the planets. So I do believe the Argo will fill the gap of the Kraken of the utilities it is missing.
You there, miss?
Yeah.
Right, this is the page that I created, what we can do with the Argo, but it's in concierge, so you can't see. That's why I'm showing you here now, you see. So the way you can get to see it.
I'd just be happy to get my prospector a loaner. Currently I don't have one, but in my hangar I have an extra herald showing up. So I seem bugged unless the loaners aren't live yet.
Now, I was saying they should give the Cutlass Black as a loaner because it's the most practical ship, but everybody says no, the Prospector is. But they've got nothing in common. One digs and one carries, right? The Prospector digs for minerals, okay? And all the SRV can do is carry. It's rubbish, basically.
I think that the HH should be the better loaner for the Argo
I agree
SRV.
with you on that, because the way I see it, the Prospector has no tractor beam. The SRV has a tractor beam, so does the Cutlass Black. So that would have made a lot more sense for you to give a Cutlass Black as a loaner, because you're actually promoting the tractor beam on the SRV. And the Cutlass Black tractor.
And that's what I said. But they said no, because it's an industrial ship, and that's promoting the industrial ship. But the way I see it is, well, my point I was trying to make out, that ship there, the SRV, is a nice starter ship. Yes, it's cheap. In my eyes, it's cheap. Okay? It's about the same price as a Cutlass Black. You take out the Prospector, you can only do one thing. You can only mine for minerals. What are you going to do after a while? You're going to throw it in the toy box because you're going to get bored. But the Cutlass Black has got so many different things it can do. And this has got the same characteristics. The only thing that it's not got is guns. But you don't need guns. Why? Because it's got the speed to run away. It's got the armor to sustain itself. The Prospector is not in the same league. Yes, the industrial ships are worker bees. I get it. But if you want the newcomers to spend the money, you don't want them regretting what they've got. So I still say they should have used the Cutlass Black, because it's got so many different roles. If they get bored, they can change into a different role, and when they go to upgrade to the ships, they know exactly what they want and why. So I don't think the Prospector is a very good but that's my personal opinion. It's not an objection, it's an opinion.
Another reason why I back the same thing as Pepper is because, yes, the Cutlass Black is a good all-rounder, but the SRV, yes, it doesn't have guns on it, but at the end of the day, it carries cargo, it carries people, it has a tractor beam on it. Three things exactly the same. The Prospector has none of those on there. So it made sense the Cutlass Black would have been the ideal ownership.
Yeah. Well, do you see, the point is they ain't going to take the piss out of you, Miss, because you're a woman. But me, you know what I mean? But I'm getting used to these guys putting you down now. And you see what CIG's gone? They've gone the vote of the majority, which is right. But they don't know what they're voting for. At the end of the day, they want people to buy these ships. They want more people in the game. So I think practicality would win both ways. If they want the if they want the Prospector, there are other ways of getting it. That's not the right ship. This is why I found, when I first started in the Spectrum, I found it difficult. But I'm learning how to deal with these guys now.
I have two thoughts. They are similar when you pick and choose the features, but in fact they are actually quite different ships, both in intended role and in normal use. The Cutlass is a fairly unique ship that sits somewhere between a Freelancer as a versatile hauler and a fully blown combat vessel. Everybody's assuming that it will have a role in piracy and also in small-scale combat operations. Nobody thinks that this is the SRV, or at least they shouldn't. The SRV is unarmed, a single-pilot ship without any turrets or other capabilities. And it's a highly focused industrial vessel. SIG doesn't give loaners strictly based on what ship is most similar to the concept right now in the current state of the game. Almost everything that makes the SRV seem similar to the Cutlass is an artifact of the limited number of systems and gameplay mechanics that are currently implemented. Tractor beams don't even work yet, so trying to compare the SRV to anything on this basis doesn't make much sense. Most people who purchase an industrial ship aren't looking for a combat hauler. As far as I know, the point of concept ships is to make sure that players have a ship in their hangar that gives them something to test. Not to match what they player base thinks or wishes would be the best choice. So I wouldn't hold my breath. That said, I think the Prospector is a reasonable loaner. Nothing really matches the SRV, and the Prospector is the only industrial ship with a real gameplay loop right now. I'm sure we'll be seeing the SRV sooner than later, just because it's a fairly simple ship and it looks to borrow heavily from the MPUV. Plus it offers a utility that will be useful as other systems come online. In any case, the game is still in alpha. If I was buying a $130 concept ship, I'd be pretty chuffed to have a loaner that wasn't one of the original concepts from the crowdfunding campaign. Anybody who's spending that kind of money has surely seen those ships by now. The Prospector is significantly less common.
Right, you spoke over that little miss. You actually cancelled all that out. You wasn't even listening to it. Now, this guy made a pretty good comment. There's nothing wrong with it. I can see where he's coming from, but still, I believe the Cutlass Black. I want to play it again because he's talked over it. You know what I mean? You still there?
Yeah.
Right, listen to it again. Yeah, I know I shouldn't do it again, but listen to it again. Yeah. I'm going to play it again, okay? It'll come through on your screen about 5 seconds. It's a delay. Listen to what this guy is saying. The point he's made is a good comment, but we're all entitled to opinions. And I think mine's valid, his is valid, but I think mine holds more weight. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at practicality. What the guys want in the game when they're there spending their money. The Prospector, I've got one. Okay, and I only use it for 3 hours in the game to make money when I've lost my money, and then when I made my money I go somewhere else. But now they've got the the bounty hunting in. You can make more money and that in less time, and if you've got the right ship you're not blowing up. So the Prospector, I still say it's a no-no for a new beginner. They will get bored. It's £100 thrown in the box. This will kill a new player starting in the game. He will play for 2 weeks and he's off. And the reason why I say that is we've got a guy in our org, okay, his name's called Beamerong. He spent £700, £800 on 2 ships, okay. He bought 2 of the best ships that was brilliant when they first came out. He bought the Reclaimer. Is it the Reclaimer? Right? That ship doesn't work. £400 he sat down there. Can't use it. He went and bought the 600i. £400 for the first. It's working now, yeah. But the guy had nothing to use for 4 months. He's in our org there with them ships sitting there, and he doesn't play now. He's actually playing other games because he's that pissed off. He actually complained to CIG and he got banned out of this, straight out. And I'm not trying to mock them because I think it was a bit sensitive. So saying certain things, you've got to be careful because yes, they're okay, but when it's being negative, when you're spending your money and it's not there, you are negative. Okay, yes, CIG, I heard you. You're paying your money to back the game. We're not stupid, but we're also paying the money to buy the shit so we can play the game. This guy spent 700 quid and he hasn't played in the game for the last 4 months. And he's been in the game since 2.6 in our old org, and he hasn't played since. He will come back, But come on, it's a lot of money. Yeah, I got it. I can spend it. Okay, and I got other ships I can use while I'm waiting. But this guy only spent 2 money on 2 ships, and he can't. Did someone say he can melt it? That's not why he spent his money. He spent his money because that's what he wanted. We know it's not working. He understands it's not working. But the way he was treated was disrespectful. He spent his money and he's a backer. He's not been banned off to what they call it. And if you look it up, I think you might see it there. I'm not going to mention the guy's name who did it, okay? Because I don't know how sensitive he is and he might ban me. But I'm going to play this again anyway. We are all entitled to our opinions as long as it's not destructive. That is what this game's about, to make it better.
I have 2 thoughts. They are similar when you pick and choose the features, but in fact they are actually quite different ships, both in intended role and in normal use. The Cutlass is a fairly unique ship that sits somewhere between a Freelancer as a versatile hauler and a fully blown combat vessel. Everybody's assuming that it will have a role in piracy and also in small-scale combat operations. Nobody thinks that this is the SRV, or at least they shouldn't. The SRV is unarmed, a single-pilot ship without any turrets or other capabilities. And it's a highly focused industrial vessel. SIG doesn't give loaners strictly based on what ship is most similar to the concept right now in the current state of the game. Almost everything that makes the SRV seem similar to the Cutlass is an artifact of the limited number of systems and gameplay mechanics that are currently implemented. Tractor beams don't even work yet, so trying to compare the SRV to anything on this basis doesn't make much sense. Most people who purchase an industrial ship aren't looking for a combat hauler. As far as I know, the point of concept ships is to make sure that players have a ship in their hangar that gives them something to test. Not to match what they player base thinks or wishes would be the best choice. So I wouldn't hold my breath. That said, I think the Prospector is a reasonable loaner. Nothing really matches the SRV, and the Prospector is the only industrial ship with a real gameplay loop right now. I'm sure we'll be seeing the SRV sooner than later, just because it's a fairly simple ship and it looks to borrow heavily from the MPUV. Plus it offers a utility that will be useful as other systems come online. In any case, the game is still in alpha. If I was buying a $130 concept ship, I'd be pretty chuffed to have a loaner that wasn't one of the original concepts from the crowdfunding campaign. Anybody who's spending that kind of money has surely seen those ships by now. The Prospector is significantly less common.
You see, he's got a point there, but he hasn't thought about new backers. They want new backers. That's why they've got these ships here. You know what I mean? And I have got the £200 ship, because that's why I bought it, because I bought it for my Kraken. Nothing wrong with that, but I still disagree. What do you think, little miss?
No, I agree. He's got a very good argument.
Yeah. And he was actually tactful when he actually put that in, so that's okay. Most of the people come here, they're just downright rude. You see it their way, or no way. If you say something, it's like you're actually attacking them. You're not attacking them, you're voicing an opinion. As long as it's not offensive. I'm going to play the next one now, yeah?
Nope. The SRV will be, effectively useless outside its industrial role, which is as it should be. It's a tug for crying out loud. Ditto for the Prospector. A loaner match made in heaven.
I think he just wanted brownie points.
Mining is behind a paywall. SIG gives prospectors as loaners. Can we have a Cutlass instead? SIG throws arms in the air and flips table.
I think this guy agrees with what I put.
Table flips aside, they get less mining testing because you have to buy prospectors. Making them the loaner for the SRV will increase the population of folks testing mining, which is a good thing for them. Why does this happen with every new ship? Prospector is clearly the closest in type and form. Everyone always wants loaners that make no sense.
Right. Everybody wants loans that makes no sense. So that means a cutlass is a waste of time. I'm not into combat, okay? But I'm looking at similarities and they disagree.
Everybody can has the cutlass, but SIG could sell more prospectors.
There's hardly no loaner ships for them ships for the Cutlass Black now. Because at Christmas, the Cutlass Black will have all its ships out and there won't be no loaners for it unless they come up with something that's similar. And so they say.
Cutlass Black. What? Obviously, the 890J is the appropriate loaner for the Argo SRV. Geez, people, we are concierge here, come on.
Sorry, little miss. Little miss, did you say something?
Well, I thought that I realised you were playing another one, so I left it.
Yeah, go on. What are you saying before I play the next one?
I can understand why they're putting prospectors forward. Because, yes, it would make people buy prospectors. But that's not the argument here. The argument here is basically the prospector has no tractor beam. It can't carry passengers. It can't carry cargo apart from what you mine. The Cutlass Black of the SRV can do all those three things.
Yeah, but one thing I did state earlier, right? The prospector, you're gonna get bored, and for a new person coming into the game, it's gonna kill it. He's gonna play it for a couple of months, and he's gonna go. They want the guys to spend more money, okay? So using something like this, they bought the prospects, they brought the RUV because it can carry cargo. Everybody wants to do cargo. That's what brought them in the game. Everybody wants to do combat. Everybody wants to do logistics. They want to do engineering and whatnot. But this ship's not coming out for now, okay? You give them a prospector. It's got one role, and that is just to dig rocks and take it back. You can't put cargo on it. It's supposed to have a filtering system. It doesn't work. That could take 5 minutes. There's nothing in there for them to do. They will get bored. And when they get bored, they're going to throw it in the toy box. £150 down the drain. Now, if they talk about marketing, I've said all this before, right? CIG wants us to spend our money. They want us to come back. They're not coming back with the prospector. Okay? I've got one. Okay? And I only use it for the first hour of a new patch. I am also a tester. I also do Ivacati. Okay? And I'm on these games 18 hours a day. Now you tell me now, can you sit in a prospector for 18 hours a day, 7 days a week? No, you cannot. Can you sit in a Cutlass Black for 18 hours a day, 7 days a week? You'll last a lot longer. Why? Because it's got more roles and it's in the same similarity as the SUV. The only thing it's not got is guns. The ship's not out yet, I agree, so you want something to do meanwhile while you're waiting. But at the same time you're getting knowledge. Now when you've got the Cutlass Black, you might discover, oh, I don't like this cargo lark. I want another ship. I'm more into combat. I'm going to buy a ship that does combat. Oh, guess what? The F8 Lightning's out there. You heard what that gun can do? Oh, how am I going to get that? It's going to cost me £10,000. I haven't got that. You're going to find ways of getting it. If you want it, you'll find a way of getting it. So what that does, it keeps you playing because you are motivated. People are motivated in different ways. You're not motivated with the prospector. Okay, well, you're not motivated with the SERV. Okay, but you'll know that when you are doing the Cutlass Black. But if that was the case, like I've just been reading today, get the Orion. The Orion does it all. In that category, it's got a couple of guns. It can carry cargo. It can mine. It can tractor beam. It can do all the above. But it's 400 quid. But you'll be playing that for ages. But if it's too slow, you'll go get a smaller ship. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, right, you've got new people coming into the game. Those are the people you want at the end of the day. The prospector isn't cutting it. Yes, we give it out now, we get it, but I'm only just going on because I was showing the commiss what I've been doing in Spectrum and Concierge. She can't get into Concierge because she's not spent all that money. I advise her not to do it. If there's a ship to be bought, I will buy it so we can test it in our org. Okay? And we've got every ship in that's out at the moment. We've got between 4 players, we've got over 40,000 pounds worth of ship. That's about nearly 140 ships between us. How many ships have we got between us? Then 4 players have gone miss.
I think it's 42, 43, something like that.
43 ships?
No, it looks on that. Alright, hang on a minute. Let me think.
It's about over 140 ships. We're not talking with the rest of the org members. We're talking with the fleet commanders, the serious hardcore players. They spent money in the game.
Well, look at me,
I'm talking. Just give me a sec, please. These guys spent money in the game. They started with 1 ship, and they advanced. I started with 1 ship, just to see what the game was like. I started the Freelancer. I liked the game, and I went up higher. Now I've got nearly £10,000 worth of ships because I like the game. But you can't say to a new person, "Hey, here's a prospector." He will not come back. If you're into marketing, if you run businesses, you've got to find the way to make them come back. Remember, you want their money. You don't want them taking their money elsewhere. You want their money. That is why you're doing this. I'm not taking the piss. I'm being practical. Okay? If they've got £100, you don't want them to go spend it with Joe Bloggs. You want them spending it here. I'm not being hypocritical. I'm just saying, think about what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, everybody's a winner. Okay? We're all winners. You want to sell the prospector? Find a different way, because it's going to kill things. I'm a tester. I buy ships to test in more ways than one. Okay? I buy them for the components, so I don't have to buy them in the game. I buy them for the guns, so I can swap them in the game, because the game's not out long enough. What do I do with the credits? I give the credits to the members in the org, so they can have a bit of fun with the ships that they've got, because they can't make the credits. Everybody's a winner. I do modulating shields. Okay, I've been working since 2.6. When I first started, people laughed at me. But now they've seen the practicality of it when I explained the concept of how it works. And I learned all this from Star Trek. I've been playing these games for years. I'm a Trekkie fan, way back.
Are you serious? A real concierge member don't need loaner at all.
Like he says, concierge members don't need loaner ships. What he means there is, we've got all the bloody ships. He's right. Or we'll get there.
I hate to say the concierge mantra, but why not both? Makes no odds to me either way, as I already have access to the prospector and Cutty Black. How about a Reliant core? That is supposed to have a tractor beam, hasn't it? Even if it does not work as yet, the thought is there at least.
Oh, The Reliant Core. I've not read up on that. I was going to actually buy that for the news reading part. Because that should be able to send data a long way off. And give video news. I've not had time to buy that just yet. Oh, this is taking the piss. What time is it?
1:45.
I hate to say the concierge mantra, but doubt why not both. Makes no odds to me either way, as I already have access to the prospector in Cuddy Black. How about a Reliant Core? That is supposed to have a tractor beam, hasn't it? Even if it does not work as yet, the thought is there at least.
Yeah. But the point is, what roleplay is gonna... I haven't got one actually. I am gonna get one, okay? Because I want it, because I do streaming, okay? And the view on that is excellent. I actually use the Harold at the moment, but there's too much wire mesh in there. And that's the reason why I want the Reliant Core. But I don't have the time to get that yet.
As an industrial ship, the Prospector is a better fit. However, the MPUV cargo is probably even a better one, except for the missing Q drive. So, better a Prospector that can quantum travel than a snub that can't.
Wait a minute. Are they trying to say that the SRB hasn't got a quantum drive? Okay. That means it's... No, it has got a quantum drive. I don't think they've missed it out. Because if they haven't, that means it's going to have to be relying on other people. And they need a carrier to take it, or a ship big enough. There's only 3 ships big enough to take that. That's the Polaris, that's the Kraken, that's... I'm not even going to say the 890 junk, I don't know. I'm not going to fit on that yet. I might do one on that later on. And possibly the Pioneer. Have I missed anything out? The Carrot can't fit it. I can just about fit the small SRVs. SRBs or SR, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I've done all them tests. I can show you the pictures if you want. Right. No, I think they will put a quantum drive in there, but they're going to have to do something with the power plant because it will snap. I mean, if you're looking at a string towing a car, it will snap.
Too many Cutlass Black vessels in verse right now anyway. Can't swing a dead cat without hitting 3 at once.
No, there isn't. All the Cutlass Blacks, they're all bought and paid for. They're all dying out now. They're all bought and paid for. The only ones you can get a loaner ship now for a Cutlass Black is if you got a Cutlass variant. Okay, I had a Cutlass Red, but I traded that in for the Apollo. What the Apollo gave me, it gave me a Andromeda, was it? Nothing in the same way again. But anyway, there's nothing compared to that ship. But I've got the Endeavour, you see. So like I says, I buy ships and ships cancel ships out.
Too many Cutlass Black vessels in verse right now anyway. Can't swing a dead cat without hitting 3 at once.
Because that is a bloody good starter ship. I don't personally like the Cutlass Black because I'm not into combat, okay? But I use it when I've got nothing better to do. But I don't use it now because the 600i is swinging with the capital makeshift overclock shields. Components, you should say.
Status of Cutlass tractor beam is the same as SRV itself. Number of weapons on Cutlass is infinitely larger than that of SRV. SRV is an industrial vessel. Cutlass is a fighter. Funny, eh? Yeah, it is a fighter according to Matrix. True, it is listed as a fighter, which is strange since the Buccaneer was created to provide the fighter the Cutlass was supposed to be. Cloud Imperium once again provide conflicting information and wonder why we get confused. I think if we are confused it is because they themselves are confused as to what the ships are and what they are supposed to be. Probably because they have not defined what makes a fighter or a gunship. No clear guidelines.
This is getting a bit boring, this. What, little miss? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I've been doing when I've not been on Discord. So it's not that I've been sat down there doing nothing. I have been spending time in Spectrum.
I wouldn't say things differently.
I'm always working. You see, because I can't, when you can't get in the game, okay? You know what I mean? There's always something to do in Star Citizens. That's the good thing about it. I don't know when it was last time I watched the TV box. This has got it all.
What has the Prospector and the Argo got in common? It is not about the weapons. Argo is tanky and it is very quick.
You see, that's what I put. What is it? Oh, let me read that again.
What has the Prospector and the Argo got in common? It is not about the weapons. Argo is tanky and it is very quick.
Which is true. It's quick and it's tanky. When it's not carrying a load. Let's see what the comments are against me now.
The Prospector is the only single-seat non-fighter, non-freighter with an implemented gameplay loop. And the primary purpose for loaner ships is to give you the ability to play in the alpha. So the Prospector fills in for all the profession ships.
But the SRV has 4 passengers. They've not said nothing about the stations. Yes, I know passengers are not supposed to use anything. Okay, let's talk about security. Okay? The SRV can take 4 passengers. Now you know the state of the game. Them passengers are going to shoot the pilot. You know what it's like. They can turn at any time. You need security doors on that. So they can't get to the pilot. Which is something else I think should be looked into if you've not implemented it yet. I forgot to mention that actually.
They are both industrial vehicles and Prospector is the only working industrial vessel in game. Both have similar size. Both suck and fight as should be for an industrial ship. Both are single-person ships, equals.
Right. The guy, one of them, what that comment was, the guy is saying that the SRV is close to Prospector in size. I say it's actually in between. But it's still better, closer to the Cutlass Black. You see, everything I'm still saying, I still agree with the Cutlass Black. It's like, I like the Cutlass Black. No, I don't like the Cutlass Black. I just think it's practical.
I agree on that aspect. They are both industrial ships, but I am still not convinced. The Cutlass can fit under logistics and engineering, which is also comes under industrial. And the Argo carries extra crew of 4+ for roleplay. Look closely at the seats inside the Argo, like the Cutlass, and you can take the guns off the Cutlass Black. Size of the Argo is in between both sizes. The Argo is tanky and quick and doesn't need guns. And a Cutlass Black also has a minimum crew of 1. The Cutlass has 3 stations, and nobody has asked about the stations inside the Argo.
Right. That was a comment I put on that. Okay, let's see what this guy says.
The MPUV cargo has a seat in the cargo pod. Does that mean it is a crew of 2? No, it is a crew of 1 still. Seats mean nothing for crew count. The seats in the SRV are meant for survivors or stranded people anyway, not crew roleplay. You can still do that, but realize what the intended function is here. The Cutlass Black is not a comparable ship for the SRV, except in weight. It is bigger, faster, better armed, bigger crew, different roles as the focus, but some overlap capable. Just not a good choice as a loner. Personally, I think the Terrapin would have been a better choice. But I can see why it is the Prospector, too.
Right, I think that's about it for tonight. So, what do you think about this page of putting the SRV?
There's a lot of good comments and a lot of other comments, but all in
No,
all,
no, I don't find the comments because I actually learnt a lot from it. Because at the end of the day, I wanted to listen to see if they could change my mind. And listen to it all, they hadn't changed my mind. I have got the ships, you know what I mean? So that's not the problem. And it's not a ship that I would spend my life in the Cutlass Black, okay? But I'm just looking at a newcomer getting into the game, okay? And I'm using Beamerong as an example. You see, because he read, he heard, yeah, I want to do that. Because in real life, he's an engineer. And that's why he bought the Reclaimer. He can't use it. He gave CIG the benefit of doubt. He went and bought the 600i. It didn't work for 3 months. I know I had the stress with it. Okay? I had the stress with it. Testing it, finding out what it could do, how it could be used, why I would use it and whatnot. And I still like the 600i. Okay? But with somebody to come into a game like that, you know what I mean? You have to sympathize with him. That's all I'm saying at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna stop playing the game, I ain't got nothing against the game. But we're all entitled to our opinions as long as it's not to offend anybody. And that is what this is about. Eh?
Dot says, why is Pepper not playing the game? It works for me. You forget you're 6 hours behind us, dot. It's 2 o'clock in the morning over here in the UK.
No, there's something might keeps crashing and I need to go into it and find out what it is. Don't forget I don't play for 10 minutes. When I'm playing, I'm in the verse for sometimes like 14 hours non-stop. And when I'm doing missions, okay, it crashes. You've got to start all over again. It's just like when I was doing the chart navigation the other day on coordinates. If it crashes halfway through that, you have to start all over again. You know what I mean? I was going to do a video of it, what I was doing to show you guys what was happening, why me and Yosa got a little bit stressed out. I was supposed to be the chart navigator and he was supposed to be combat. And everyone knows I don't shoot, but there was some cross wires at the end of the day. I was doing my job and his job crossed into my job and something had gone wrong. But at the end of the day, when you're playing this game, when things are not working right, people get tensed. But we are here to test the game to make it better, so you guys can play the game and enjoy it. I don't sit here and play the game for 10 minutes. Sometimes my PC is on for 2-3 days non-stop. How do I keep my game working? Because I am in deep space 24/7. But when I come back to Port Olisar, I know exactly what's going to happen. So most of my testing is done in space. Weapons testing is done in space. Components, firing, testing, all those are done in space. Endurance is done in space. Even logging in beds, out of beds, and come back 2 days later. That is what testing does. Multi-role play. That's what we are. We are multi-role testers. And that's what we do. It is hard, okay, because you are dealing with your friends, okay, not single testers, okay, where you jump in your ship, she jumps in her ship, and you fly off into the sunset and you shoot each other. That's not what we're about. And that's what makes our org unique. We are not military, we are civilians. And we look
I
for
mean, 30 just more flying into the sunset.
So, yeah, I was doing a funny.
So was I?
Oh, I didn't hear you. I heard mum. I'm taking the piss again. But that's what we're about anyway. We're unity, all for one and one for all. We're multiple bug testers, okay? And we do team play, okay? And what we learn, we share under what they call it, and we come up with new ideas, and we build our own scenarios and our own games. So we have hours of fun in the game. Sometimes I don't get to play with my mates for 2-3 days because I've got so much on in the game which I'm testing. But what they do, because they know I'm in the server, they log onto my server. They can do their cargo runs. Well, where does that come from? The game's so buggy at the moment, you're going to crash. And when you crash, what's going to happen? You're going to lose your cargo. But if I'm on the server for 2-3 days, you're going to log into my server. And when you log into my server and you pinpointed where your ship is, you can pick up your cargo and everything to go with it. You've lost nothing. But if I'm not in the server and your ship crashes, you're going to throw the towel in for the day because you're pretty pissed. We find ways around these bugs so we can play the game. We don't advertise on here because you guys are not interested. Yes, you've got other lives, you've got families. I got family too, and I got other life, but this is what I like doing. I'm a senior now, okay? I work my dues, and I enjoy doing this. It's not an easy game to play. It is hard, and every day the game gets harder. And the good thing about this game is every 3 months they come out with a new patch. And when they come out with a new patch, it's like you going to shop and spending £30 on a new game because you've got something to learn. That is what this alpha is about. It's brilliant if you've got the imaginative mind. But don't listen to your friends and say, oh, I'm not going to play it till 2.5. I'm not going to play it until this comes out. Because you're letting yourself down. Because you're not playing it. What you're doing, you're discouraging other people from playing the games on your belief. Yeah, we understand it. But if you're going to be hypocritical, do it to help other people to make it better. Not put them off. Because at the end of the day, if they wanted to be as nasty as you, they could give you back the same rubbish back. You're not going to like it. Just use common sense. You don't need to offend everybody. Work together. You don't like it, don't play it. If you like it, enjoy it. But don't put people on bad beliefs because you don't want to play it. We're all entitled to do what we want. It's our freedom. You have not got the right. It's like you're going to school. Your friend doesn't like you. You get your other friend to bully you. You manipulate them. It's not on. Anyway, you guys, good night. God bless. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. I got my phone there ringing like nobody's business, and I'm supposed to be in my bed getting my beauty sleep to start playing this game at 4 o'clock in the morning, when I hope the fix rings. Right, where are we? I can't find it. Oh yeah, there it is. I was streaming for 3 hours.
Yep,